Welcome to this gentle yoga class for acute back pain. For this class, you're going to need a chair or couch that you can put your legs up on. If it's a hard kitchen chair like this, then you might want to have a blanket on it so that it's comfortable for your legs. You're going to start with legs up the chair. So that looks just like this. You want to be super comfortable for this because we're going to be here for 10 minutes. So you want your legs to be supported. So ideally, I'd have a chair that was a little deeper and supporting the full length of my lower leg. And if your low back is really sore, you could even take, if you have one of those heating pads or one of those things that you put in the microwave, the beanie cushions, and you could put it right on your sacrum here as well. Okay, so you're going to rest here for the next about 10 minutes, and we're just going to give your back a long time to settle, to release pain. This is a very soothing position for your back. And I'm going to sit up and talk you through it. So rest into the ground in the chair. Feel the support of the chair underneath your legs. Feel the support of the ground underneath your pelvis, your rib cage, the backs of your shoulders, the back of your head. And allow yourself to settle in and feel supported. You can even take a breath in through your nose. Let it fall out through your mouth. And allow yourself to arrive here now to receive the teachings for this class, to receive the healing from this class, to allow yourself to be supported over the next little while. To just let yourself be supported by the ground, to let the tension release into gravity and the floor. So what is happening in our mind and even in our subconscious mind shows up in our bodies. So if you're feeling unsupported, unstable, burdened by your past, your back will reflect those emotions with pain and discomfort. When we support ourselves physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically, and spiritually, just like you are now with this yoga class, taking this time to receive the support of the chair, the ground, and this class, you'll have a lot of impact on relieving your back pain. So we are whole human beings. We're not just an abstract physical body. We're multi-dimensional. So we're not just disconnected physical bodies. We have minds, we have emotions, we have energy, we're connected to each other, and all of this impacts our physical experience. Our minds think tens of thousands of thoughts a day, and this has a huge impact on our physical experience. We all have these illusions, these kind of weird ideas, these false ideals that we cling to keep us safe, to keep us in control. These ideas, believe it or not, often manifest as tension in our muscles, tissues, and joints. So gripping in our minds or stress in our minds translates to holding in our bodies as well. And the more we try to control the external circumstances of our lives, the more our physical bodies tense up. But the more we can become curious about this, shine the loving light of awareness on it, question these kind of illusions and beliefs, like we are in this class, the more our bodies can unwind. So we can ask ourselves some simple questions at the beginning and just be curious about the answers. Allow the answers to come without judgment, with loving kindness, with curious attention. And ask yourself, how do I practice yoga? How do I live my life? Am I living with aggression? Do I live with violence towards myself? Do I have too much effort and not enough ease? Do I offer myself the kind gift of attention throughout my day, like I am right now in this yoga class? Or am I usually rushing to get to the next thing? Is it possible for me to let go of how I look and focus more on how I feel? Do you feel like there's a voice inside your head telling you that you're not good enough? And do you spend your days proving to that voice that you are good enough? So feel into your body, the softness of your heart, the softness of your belly. Feel the support of the earth underneath you. And just be curious about what your heart and your spirit are saying. Maybe there's a softer and quieter voice that gets drowned out by the pushing and the controlling that longs to be heard. So our lower back and spine is connected to our sense of survival. And this is normal and necessary. We all need a place to live and food on our tables. It's the area of your root chakra which relates to relationships, and we all need each other and a sense of belonging to be able to survive in this world. We need home, safety, money, family, friends, relationships. And when these things feel out of control in our lives, our sympathetic nervous system activates and creates and maintains tension in our bodies. And through yoga, through classes like this, and doing this right now, this is a very important part, just being still, tuning into our body, noticing how we're feeling, focusing on our breathing, letting gravity unravel the tension in a supported shape. We can gradually, step by step, shift from the anxiety, the control, the physical tension, trusting the mysterious unfolding of our lives. That habitual tendency that we're indoctrinated into through school and our jobs and the way that we're raised to strive and grip and hold on tightly just creates more striving and gripping and more holding on tightly. And letting go and trusting is hard. It's really hard, especially given what we as a world, as a culture, have lived through over the last few years. But we don't have to do it all at once, and we can support each other. There are thousands of people that are practicing this class around the world. So you're not in this alone. We're all perfectly imperfect human beings trying hopelessly to control our lives. And the pain that we experience is a beautiful messenger. It's a sacred opportunity to pause, be still, and listen. As Rachel Krentzman says, pain is our body's way of asking us to stop forcing and start feeling. While slowing down and being in the physical postures of yoga like you're in right now, we can breathe, we can feel, and be present to our lived experience. So healing is not a quick fix. It's a process. Yoga is not a way to mask your pain or fight your pain. It's not like taking a painkiller. Instead, we are present to the sensations in our body, including pain, and that takes a lot of courage. It takes courage, it takes patience, it takes persistence, kindness, and practice and acceptance. So it's okay, it takes time, but we have time. And what you may find when you tune into your body like this over the last 10 minutes that you've been in this pose is that the pain that you're experiencing has been present, but that is continually morphing and changing and evolving. It never quite stays the same. And it may, when you shine that loving light of awareness on it, gradually unwind, rewind, and cycle through. Okay, so we're going to slowly release this pose from our body, and we're going to come into our first gentle yoga pose. And I'm going to give you a few options for this. So you may need that blanket that's on your chair or a pillow. So we're going to put this chair off to the side till the end. So if you have knee issues, you can take your blanket and you can put that blanket behind your knees. And we can have your soles of your feet together, your toes together, and you're going to push the floor away from you with your fingers. Okay? So you're going to inhale here, and you're going to exhale, sit back. So the pushing the floor away from you gently just creates some traction and length in your spine. And if your head doesn't reach the floor, like mine doesn't, that's okay. You can use your blanket or a block here. Inhale, come up. And you can exhale, reach forward. So we'll just take a little bit to get ourselves set up so that it feels perfect. Pushing the floor away so that you feel the vertebrae of the spine tractioning, getting longer. Inhale up, breathing into your spine. Exhale, and you're going to release tension into your spine. Push the floor away from you. And you can feel the places where the spine is tight, the space coming between the vertebrae of the spine. Inhale up. Breathe into the vertebrae of the spine. Exhale, push the floor away from you. Traction in your spine. Okay, and then you're going to inhale and come up. And we're going to take those props off to the side. You're going to come onto your back now. And you're going to press into your feet, lift and lower your pelvis. And you're going to hug your knees into your chest. And here I want you to keep the back of your pelvis on the ground, your sacrum on the ground, and reach your tailbone, the base of your spine, away from the crown of your head. So you're actively elongating your spine here. But you're keeping so my pelvis is starting to lift off here. I'm going to keep my low back on the ground, the back of my pelvis. That's the bony part on the ground. Okay, so you're going to keep doing that, and I'm going to sit up and share with you a little bit more here. And while you're doing that, as your knees move into your chest, your tailbone moves away from your head, your lower back lengthens into the floor, keeping your sacrum on the floor. So you're going to stay here for a little while with this, relaxing into it, and recognizing that pain can be a gateway. It can be an opportunity to look deeper. Slowly, like we're moving slowly through these poses with acceptance, patience, and clarity. So when you're experiencing pain, your body is sending a clear message, and it's an opportunity to examine the way you have been living your life physically, mentally, emotionally, and energetically. So injuries or pain often bring us face to face with our insecurities and egos, and they ask us to accept ourselves as we are in this moment with compassion. And pain can be a gift that allows us to offer more compassion and joy towards ourselves, which in turn generates more patience and true healing. Okay, so you're going to release this pose from your body, roll over onto your belly. And we're going to do little back bends here. If this aggravates your back, then you're going to leave it out. You could come back to legs up the chair. You could come back to knees to chest pose. You could come back to the child's pose, whatever feels best in your body before we move on to the next one. So only if this feels right in your body. If it's aggravating, you're going to leave this out. So you're going to wiggle your hips from side to side. You're going to tuck your right toes under, lift your right knee, reach back through your right heel. Tuck your left toes under, lift your left knee, reach back through your left heel. And you're going to imagine that the vertebrae of your spine are like pearls of a necklace. You're going to reach your tailbone down towards your heels. And you're going to take your hands under your shoulders, roll your shoulders back and up, lift your ears back over your shoulders. And then from the tailbone, you're going to lift the vertebra of your spine up bone by bone by bone. And you're going to imagine lengthening in all directions as you do this. So you're lengthening down towards your heels. You're lengthening up out the crown of your head, down towards your belly, back towards behind you. And you can also lengthen, because you're a multi-dimensional being, three-dimensional being, can also think about lengthening out towards your shoulders and your hips. So allow yourself to expand in all directions, towards your heels, your head, your shoulders, your pelvis. So you can take up space three-dimensionally. Okay, and then you're going to rest down here. You could even wiggle your hips from side to side here. And just sense and feel and notice how your back is feeling. Okay, you're going to come up and over and lie on your back, knees bent and feet flat on the floor. Okay. And from here, you're going to place your hands on your low belly. So feel your feet on the ground, feel the back of your pelvis on the ground, backs of your ribs on the ground, backs of your shoulder blades on the ground, back of your head on the ground. And let your belly be soft. And as you inhale, feel your belly round. And as you exhale, feel your belly drop back. And we're just going to do this. Feel your belly round as you inhale. Feel your belly drop back as you exhale. You're feeling particularly 3 finger widths below your belly, low belly here in your pelvis. Now that you feel that breath movement in your low belly, your soft belly, you're going to inhale, your soft belly expands. And as you exhale, you can feel your low belly draw in and let it come up a little bit toward your head. Okay? So it'll go in and up, maybe like a J or a hook. And you'll feel some deep core engagement when you do that, which is great to support your back. Really sensing and feeling into your back, noticing when those tight gripping back muscles start to let go because of feeling this more deep internal support. So sometimes that gripping and controlling can let go when we set up a little bit more deep internal support system. Okay, you're going to take the heels of your hands and you're going to place them in your hip creases, right where the top of your leg bones fold into your torso. So you place your hip bone, your heels of your hands there, your fingers are going to rest on your thighs. And you're going to inhale here. You're going to exhale, you're going to press your thigh bone away and you'll feel how it tractions your spine and your back, and it'll feel like there's a lot more space in your back. It feels really good. And then you're going to inhale, release. Let your belly be soft. Exhale. Traction the other leg. Let your belly come in and up. Inhale. Soften your belly. And we're going side to side. Feel your belly come up and in like a hook. Soften as you inhale. Feel all the space being created in your low back and around your sacrum. And then just pause here and notice any shifts or differences in your back. Okay, we're going to roll to our sides and we're going to come back up onto all fours and we're going to go back to that child's pose exercise. And we're going to repeat it, but this time we're going to add a little bit of side bending to it. So if you need that blanket between your knees, if your knees are bothering you, you can do that. This time you're going to walk your hands over to your left side, push the floor away from you. So figure out where that needs to be and lean back. So we'll inhale, we'll come up. Exhale, press the floor away from you so you're tractioning your spine. And also just notice how different your back feels second time through. Inhale up. My low back is just feeling so much more juicy and alive. So you're going to take your hands over to the right side now. Press the floor away from you so you're tractioning your spine. Inhale, breathe into all the vertebrae of the spine. Exhale, press the floor away from you. Feel your spine lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Lengthen the spine from the tailbone all the way out through the crown of the head. Feel the space between the vertebrae. And also when you go to the side, feel the sides, the vertebra opening up on the left side here. And then just take your hands out in front of you one more time, as long as you can go. Press the floor away from you. We're going to inhale, come up, breathe into the spine. You can even imagine it light up with golden light or white light, whatever you like. Exhale, traction the spine. Imagine the spine having so much space in it, so much freedom. Inhale up. Exhale, push the floor away from you. Feel the vertebra of the spine elastic, like you're lengthening it out. Notice if anything's changed for you since the beginning of the class. Small progress is still progress. Press the floor away from you. Lengthen out the vertebra of the spine. Imagine them getting long, 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 like a giraffe's neck. Okay. And then from here, what you're going to do is you're going to come back to that really constructive healing rest position with your legs up the chair again. So a couch would be good because it would be deeper and you'd be able to have your whole legs supported by that, or a chair, like a easy chair or something. And then it would be soft too, but it'd be deep enough for your legs. Because you want your whole lower leg supported here. So I've fixed the chair here, or Tim fixed the chair for me, and when the whole lower leg is supported, then you can actually fully rest more, and then your lower back will be able to release more. It's a great metaphor for life. When you're fully supported, you'll be able to relax more deeply. Intention will be able to come out of your body more. So definitely take the time to set that up properly, so your body can release and let go over the time that you're going to be in this position again. And this position is really helpful to let your back let go. And as I said, you can also use those, I forget what those are called, but they're like these little bean bags. You can put them in the microwave if you want to heat them. You can put it underneath your back here as well. I'm going to sit up and talk you through this as you stay in this position. Okay, so take a deep breath in through your nose. and let it fall out of your mouth. Just notice how you're feeling at the end of this class, and also as you go about your day later or evening or maybe even tomorrow, just notice how your back is feeling, because these are very subtle but effective movements for releasing acute back pain. So pay attention to how you feel as you move away from this class after we do this final important pose as well. So allow yourself to be here now to receive the fullness of this class. You notice any tendency to want to rush off now. You can say to yourself, I am here. This is now. Feeling yourself resting here on the ground. Feeling the support of the earth underneath you. Breathing in from the soles of your feet up through your soft bent legs, up through your pelvis into the center of your body, into your soft belly, feeling your soft chest. Feeling the length through the back of your spine that you created through this class. Feel the alignment of your pelvis, your rib cage over your pelvis, your shoulder blades resting on the ground, the back of your neck long, the back of your head resting on the ground. Breathing all the way from your feet into your soft belly, all the way up through the spine, out through the crown of your head. Soften your face, space between your teeth. Let your tongue rest in the bottom of your mouth. So just notice what it feels like at the end of this class to inhabit the length that you created in your body and in your spine. And feel the dignity and strength in your spine as you breathe. Feeling that length and dignity in your spine, softening your front body, softening your heart, softening your belly. When we fully inhabit our length, like we spent a lot of time doing in this class through your child's poses, through the cobras, through the knees to chest, it allows us to inhabit the dimension of dignity. So just feel into this length without efforting into it, without trying to make it happen. We created the conditions in this class for us to experience length and for us to inhabit it. So you can feel the dignity, the strength and length of your spine here. And so as you inhabit that, you can just soften your eyes, soften your heart, soften your belly. And you can also feel yourself expand and inhabit the fullness of your being here, in the width of your body too. We often, I think as a woman, I often try not to take up too much space. I'm continually trying to be smaller. But it allows my body to soften and release tension when I remember my width. So from temple to temple, from ear to ear, jaw to jaw, shoulder to shoulder, the width of my rib cage. So even just breathing into the width of my rib cage, breathing into my side ribs, breathing into the sides of my diaphragm, Filling into the outer edges of my hips and pelvis. Sensing and feeling into the outsides of my knees, my outer ankle bones, the outsides of my heels. So allow yourself to unfurl, uncurl, untension, and open into the width of your body. Breathe into the width of your body. This is our dimension of connection. As I said, I often try to, as a woman, be smaller and take up less space, and that creates separation for me. But notice how you feel when you take up your width, how you feel as you inhabit this space around you, how it allows you to connect with yourself, with all living beings when you inhabit your width and then allow yourself to take up space. So breathe into your length, your dignity. Breathe into your width. Let yourself take up space and connect with yourself and others. And then let's sense into your depth. Feel into your back body, the part of our body that we just spent so much time sinking into, making it so juicy. Feel the back of your heels, the backs of your legs resting on the chair, your buttocks, the back of your pelvis, the back of your ribs, the backs of your hands, your elbows, the backs of your shoulder blades, the back of your skull. And let yourself surrender and rest even more into gravity, into the always present, always supportive earth. So we're very often oriented towards the front of our bodies, leaning into, trying to control, bracing for the future. But when we explore this space of our back body as we did today, it really creates a sense of depth, a sense of ease, a sense of letting go. This represents your history, your lived experiences, and we can soften and welcome it in. We can surrender our regrets, our comparisons, and our judgments about the past. From the back of your body, feel into your internal body. Feel into the center of your body, your heart, your lungs, all your organs, your liver, your gallbladder, your spleen, your stomach, your large and small intestines, your kidney, your nervous system, your lymphatic system, your circulatory system, every living and breathing cell, all the parts of your internal body system that happen without you even having to think about it. All these things deep inside of us that happen independent of our social identity. So gently lift the corners of your mouth in gratitude for this beautiful internal body and all its internal systems that make up you. Feeling your way forward to the front of your body where we spend a lot of our time identifying with your face, your chest, your belly, the fronts of your legs and feet. Our thoughts often carry us away from being in the present moment, but we can be fully present in this moment and feel contentment, peace, and love, arriving in a state of being, letting go of that worry and expectation that comes for the future through the front of our body, allowing ourselves to be in the eternal present. Finally, breathe into your lower belly. We spend a lot of time in this area in this class, your space of purpose, intention, and aspiration. So let your lower belly be soft as you breathe into it. And connect with what you care about and what matters most to you. So for me, it could be a mantra. For me, the mantra that I am practicing right now is I am loving awareness. You can use that one too. The more people in the world that use that, the better. It could be a single word. It could be love, peace, contentment. It could be I give myself permission to heal. It could be I give myself permission to receive support. Whatever it is, let that word or phrase or sense or feeling drop into your lower belly. Breathe into it. This is a beautiful center of alchemy. And know that your body will organize around it without thinking, without doing. Trust that your body knows how to receive that and alchemize it into your life. So holding that all, feeling your length, your width, your depth, your connection and your alignment to your purpose. And from this embodied and centered place, know that you have so much choice, so much healing, so much possibility and freedom. Feel your strong back, your soft front, your radiant and healing heart. And you can slowly make your way up from this beautifully healing position for your back. And I'm sending you so much love from beautiful British Columbia. If you like this video, I would so appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up and share it with anybody else that you think might love it. How about we put in the comments, I give myself permission to receive support in the comments. I give myself permission to receive support. And if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, we have lots of other back videos. I would love to have you as a subscriber as well. I'll be doing other videos like this. I'm sending you so much love from beautiful British Columbia. May your joy be as deep as our Pacific Ocean. May you be as strong as our mountains. And may you be as rooted as the old growth trees in our forest.